Hi, I'm Sebastian, and this is discovery number 1 of Uncommon Gay Spiritual Warrior. And I'm reading from lesson or discovery number 83, which is entitled Love is the Only Non-Illusion. I suppose some of you have heard of the book A Course in Miracles. It was written by a woman named Helen Schucman, and she was a psychologist, an atheist, and she pretty much didn't believe in God at all. And one day she was in her private time and she heard a voice and it said, "Take this down, write this down." And she was at her computer and she began to write as if she were being led or guided by a spirit. And the book and the lessons that came out of it are called A Course in Miracles. And she believes that the spirit that was leading her to write this was Jesus. And I'm going to read a passage that she wrote, and it says, "Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God." Now, what I would like for you to do is I'd like for you to try to understand what Helen was talking about. I want you to imagine that all of life is coming directly from your personal point of view. No one else can see through the camera that is your eyes. So if you can imagine that what you perceive today is like you taking a video of your life, okay? Now, I want you to know that the first lesson in A Course in Miracles asks you to perceive a chair and see what's going on in your mind about looking at this chair. And what you notice is that everything about that chair really exists in your past. If you'd never seen a chair before, you couldn't identify that that was a chair. But the chair exists because of every other definition or chair that you've sat on in your life. So, what we get from this lesson is that on our movie, we not are only perceiving what the characters are in our lives, the story that is in our lives, but we are also superimposing the history of our life on that screen. So to get back to what is real in our lives, we must actually take a second look at what's on our screen. We must look directly at all the wonderful things that are passing by our lives that we're not perceiving. It's kind of like, your daily drive to work. You don't really see something going on unless there's a big flashing red light there. But what if today you took the time to maybe take a different road and begin to look at the things that are passing you by? And when you take the time to look again, see if you can perceive differently. What if this was the first time you ever saw a tree or grass or birds? What would that feel like? That's your discovery for today, and I hope you'll join me again for discovery number 2. Thank you for listening.